think there's kind of a sexual thing about it, too. When you think of Cinderella and the glass slipper and the prince, maybe putting your foot into a shoe is the closest a woman can get to how a man feels inside of a woman.
There, we accidentally walked into the strip joint. And, you know, we were shocked to see these big, busted, blonde-haired, braided beauties walking around. But what struck us most awe-inspiring is they wear these, like, thin stiletto shoes that have, like, these metal tips on it, and the damn tips of the shoes are, like, literally like pin tips. I mean, if it's like they walk along and the shoes stick into the ground because they're so damn thin. I don't know how a shoe of that thickness, a heel of that thickness, can support bust sizes that these girls carry around.
They had this couple over for dinner, and the woman wore these spiked heels. This was back in the 50s where the spike heels were literally a spike. You know, they came down like that small. And she walked all around the kitchen and put all these little holes in it. I'm a little kid, and this is 20 years later, and she's pointing out all of the indents in the floor from this woman's heels. And there's a big dent. I don't understand that. I mean, why would someone walk on something that could kill a man? Maybe that is why. I don't know. Drive one of those through someone's heart. The spike of love.
That's just weird, man. Shoes are weird. That's just weird.
This is really stupid.
No, I've never had sex with my shoes on. Nope.
To these, I think of dirty things, and I tend to like them quite a bit.
Shoes. They were everything, yet nothing.
Okay. Shoes tell a lot about a person. They really do. You can judge what a person is like in bed by the type of shoes they wear. For instance, if you meet a guy and he's wearing sneakers, you can tell he's fairly sloppy. That's why he dresses. Guy wearing cowboy boots, you don't want to go to bed with him. You really don't. He's way too rough. But a guy that wears nice dress shoes, or, I don't know, even a pair of loafers, moccasins, he's the one to be with. He's classy. He knows what he's doing.
Shoes have a lot of power. People can judge everything about you by your shoes, depending what you wear, how you wear them out.
I think you can tell a lot about a person by the shoes they wear. If they wear something spiffy, all shined up, no marks on them, you know they're really uptight. They're too concerned with their shoes. I mean, they're thinking everybody's going to be looking down at their shoes. I mean, they don't want to look anyone in the eye. They're too busy looking at someone's shoes. If someone's wearing a pair of shoes that's all beat up and junky like mine, well, you know they're thinking about things more important than their shoes. And I think if people think too much about shoes, it's going to go to their head.
Shoes keep your feet clean, less scrubbing in the tub.
Shoes basically almost like make the man at times. There's certain pairs, there's certain pairs of sneakers you feel a lot more, you feel a lot better in. There's certain shoes that you wear when you're feeling kind of peaceful and you want to be by yourself. There's shoes, almost like, power ties, power shoes. Power shoes to make you feel like you can conquer the business world. And I
hate shoes. I don't like shoes. If it were up to me, I wouldn't wear shoes.
I always buy cheap shoes because I don't care about shoes. But then recently my girlfriend broke up with me and I bought 3 pairs of very expensive shoes. I figure if I'm not going to spend the money on her, I'll spend it on me. Shoes are great. I charged them. And my parents are paying for them. So I got 3 pairs of expensive shoes, but yet no girlfriend. Ha ha ha.
Without shoes, we'd all be walking around barefoot.
You want a shoe, you get a pair of Doc Martens. Something you can kick with. Something you can go and snap down on some little coon's face and see the blood skirt out. That's what you need. You need something that's going to hold up, something with a steel toe. Go down to, what is it, Tent City down there on Lyle Avenue. They got this boot, it's got a metal sheath that goes all the way up from the toe all the way to the lace. You can kick anything in with that. Nothing's going to hurt you. gonna go. Yeah, damn. Yeah.
Dead animal. Poor cow.
I've been looking for a pair of shoes that actually has fur on them, the cow hair. In other words, everybody has leather shoes, but I wanted the leather shoes with the cow fur still on them. And I saw a girl with these things once, like 5 years ago, and I've literally spent my life devoted to finding these shoes. And finally, in Chicago, about 3 months ago, I found the shoes.
You know, I think shoes are kind of an intimate part of life. You know, they're kind of like underwear in a way, in their intimacy, because they become personalized once you start wearing. When you get a new pair of shoes, they're really kind of awkward, and sometimes, you know, your feet are sore after a day's worth of wearing them, and you wonder whether you should have ever bought them, whether it was worth it. But then you realize, as time goes by, you break them in, obviously, and they start getting really comfortable. And you live with it for a while, and you're happy about your shoes, and you grow really attached to them, and they become like lovers, you know? You're in love with your shoes, and you don't want to separate with them. But like anything, they fall apart, and they start getting holes in them, and heels falling off, and things like that. Of course, women have to deal with that more. And you don't want to separate with them. Like the shoes I have on today, they're comfortable, they're wonderful, and I live with them, and I'm going to continue living with them. They have holes in at least 5 different spots, and when it rains, my entire foot gets drenched, and I have to air them out, but I just have to wear them. They're like, it's an addiction at this point. I just have to wear shoes. I'd have to say that I'm a shoe addict.
Where else can you find such a vast array from eel skin to alligator to lizard, elephant? Everything is available in shoes. And they come in different flavors. Most people don't know this, but if you lick certain shoes, they taste like different substances. Like once I had this pair of shoes, they were lime green, and I was like, these are shoes, these are cool shoes. So one day, I mean, I was really kind of entranced by them, so I wanted to taste them, so they were on my feet at the time when we were in class. I was in algebra, I remember it was like 7th grade, and I just took them off in the middle of class, and I put them on my desk, and I licked them, and the teacher looked at me, and she just said, "Oh, that silly girl. You know, I never did my problems very well anyway." And the funny thing about it was that it tasted kind of like meringue, and since then I've always tasted my shoes after I buy them to see what flavor they are.
That's my story, man. That's my story about shoes, man.
Wear what's comfortable. That's it.